Hi, welcome to ggmix. Today I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate and strawberry vertical cake. I'm so excited to share this recipe with you because it has three of my favourite ingredients: strawberries, chocolate and cream, mascarpone cream to be exact. The cake is a soft fluffy chocolate cake sandwiched between strawberry cream cheese buttercream, and the whole thing is blanketed with a light fluffy strawberry mascarpone cream cheese frosting. This cake is amazing and tastes phenomenal. Plus, it looks proper fancy. It has vertical layers rather than your standard horizontal layers. It looks proper hard, but trust me, it is super easy to make. And I've made icing the cake really easy. I've left it looking a bit more homely, so it's more achievable for everyone. And I've added like a strawberry ripple effect going through it, so it looks like it's meant to be like that. It is an easy cake that tastes on another level. Trust me, anyone can make it and you will have the best tasting results. Plus, let me tell you why I didn't make it look as neat as I can. Because you need to add butter to your cream so it can smooth out and you can get that nice effect, whereas I've already added mascarpone, cream cheese and cream, my three favourite creams. You know what, if you look through my YouTube dessert playlist, you'll see that most of them have got cream cheese, buttercream and cream in it. All three, two of them, whatever, one of them, I just love cream. So I'm telling you, this combo, and this is not just normal cream, it is strawberry mascarpone cream cheese frosting. And the middle is a buttercream, but it's a strawberry cream cheese buttercream. They definitely work so good together, and it's like proper strawberry flavour and it's all natural. There's no flavourings put into it. You can't go wrong with that. Yeah, so anyway, so why I didn't add the butter to my frosting on the outside is because it ends up making it taste thick and heavy and rich, and we want it to be light and fluffy like candy floss. So I got rid of the butter, didn't use that, and now that I'm using the cream, we can't smooth it as much, which will make it curdle. So we do a messy look, which is easy for everyone. It looks good still and tastes amazing because it's all about the flavour. You know that, innit? At ggmix, it's all about the flavour. So let's get started. I like to make my chocolate cake the day before so I can mould it into a roll so it can hold its shape when I'm decorating. It just makes everything easy and it looks much better. And let me tell you, did you know that cake has memory, just like our muscles have muscle memory? Thought I'd let you know that. Let's get started. So the day before, preheat your oven to 180 degrees and grease a 30 by 43 centimetre pan with vegetable oil, then add your baking paper and grease it too. Make sure all your corners are covered and your baking paper is sitting in there neatly. Lightly dust your baking paper with some plain flour. This will stop the cake from sticking and make releasing the cake easy. If you're wondering why I'm using a little sieve, it's just because I'm being lazy. I can't be bothered to wash it, so it's just sitting there in the sink. In a bowl, whisk 4 eggs until they are pale and yellow and have doubled in volume. It should take about 5 minutes. You will know when they're right when they look like this. Now add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 30 ml of vegetable oil and 155 grams of sugar, and beat until everything is combined. Then sieve 120 grams of plain flour, mini sieve is optional. Then sieve 15 grams of cacao powder. If you've been following me for a long time, you'll know I prefer to use cacao rather than cocoa. If you check out my chocolate and orange marble cake video, I'll leave a link below. You can see all the reasons why. And then finally add 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. With a spatula, fold in all your dry ingredients so they are fully incorporated and there are no lumpy bits of flour and cacao. Make sure you go right to the bottom of your bowl and mix everything in. But don't be too rough because you'll deflate all the air we have added in at the beginning when we beat our eggs really well. Can you see the air bubbles bursting? It's a good sign we have beaten our eggs well. But if we burst too many, there'll be no point in us doing it and our cake won't be light and fluffy. So do take care when folding. Looking good. Now pour your chocolate batter into your prepared pan and spread it out evenly. Make sure you spread it out so each corner has batter in it. Your batter should be around 1 centimetre thick. Now put your cake in the oven for 12 minutes to cook, or until you insert a skewer inside and no batter sticks to it. While your cake is baking, get a large piece of baking paper, larger than your pan, and sieve icing sugar on top. When your cake is cooked, run a knife around the edges to help it come out easily, then turn your cake out onto your baking paper. Pull the old baking paper off. Why is there a hole there? There's nothing in it or in my pan. It must have been an air bubble that hadn't burst. Now sieve icing sugar onto your cake and then start rolling from the short end. Roll as tight as you can, making sure to roll with the baking paper so it looks like a swirl, and leave it to cool like this. When it is completely cooled, wrap it up in cling film until you need it. In a pan, add 250 grams of frozen strawberries, don't drop any, and cook on a low heat until they're soft and mushy like this. If you have a blender, then blend until smooth. If not, then push them through a sieve. Either way, we want our strawberries to look smooth and silky like this. We need this fruity sauce for our filling and topping, so take out 30 grams of your strawberry sauce and set it to one side for our mascarpone cream cheese frosting. In a bowl, beat 85 grams of cream cheese and 150 grams of room temperature butter. Sorry, I didn't press record when I started whisking. When combined, add 200 grams of icing sugar. Stir it in first so it doesn't go everywhere. Then add in your strawberry sauce, not the 30 grams, the big portion. Make sure to scrape out every ounce of strawberry sauce because it is full of so much flavour. And add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla and beat until combined. Make sure you scrape down the sides of your bowl every now and then, and when it is all combined, have a taste because it is so delicious. Roll out your cake and be careful if there are any cracks, and try not to rip any bits of your cake. Now cut your cake into 3 equal slices horizontally so you have 3 even strips like this. Spread your strawberry cream cheese buttercream over all 3 pieces, and if any of your cake pieces are broken like this one, start with that one first because it will go in the centre and the other layers will hold it together. Start to roll from the short end so you have a swirl like this, then move it to your next piece and continue rolling, and roll as tight as you can without ruining your cake, and do the same for your last layer. Flip it over and smooth at the top. I would usually use a turntable, but I know some people don't have one, so I will show you how to do it on a cake stand, but you can also do it on a plate. Just make sure to cover your cake stand or your plate with some baking paper. Put your cake on top and then put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. While your cake is chilling, let's get on to our strawberry mascarpone cream cheese frosting, my favourite bit. In a bowl, whisk 180 grams of cream cheese and 125 grams of mascarpone until smooth and creamy. Add 165 grams of icing sugar. Stir it in first with a spoon and then whisk until silky smooth like this. Then add in 300 ml of double cream and only whisk until it starts to get thick, like this. Now add in your 30 grams of strawberry sauce, drizzle into different parts of your cream and gently fold it in to create a strawberry ripple effect. Now get your cake out of the fridge and start covering it with your strawberry mascarpone cream cheese frosting. It's a long name, isn't it? But it's got good flavour, so I allow it. I'm using my small and large cake spatulas, but you can also use a spoon if you haven't got any. The trick is when icing a cake to add more icing than you need, so you can cover the whole cake easily and then just take off the excess without leaving any gaps. I'm not smoothing my frosting too much because I don't want to curdle my cream, but I'm trying to get it as smooth as possible and fill any gaps along the way. When you're happy with your cake, now we're going to go on to the tricky part, taking the baking paper off of our cake stand or our plate. Rip as much of your baking paper in half and lift as much of your cake up with a spatula, or if you have one of these cake slices, like I do, use it and slowly but firmly pull your baking paper out from underneath. It is a bit tricky and you may have to neaten up your base a bit, but it is easier than transferring your cake onto another plate or stand, as you'll need to hold the top, and then while you're moving it, your fingers are going to leave a print on the top, and then you're going to have to like start icing it all over again. Trust me, I've done it, I know, so don't do it. Tidy any bits on your cake and wipe your cake stand, and then put it in the fridge for at least an hour to set. Before you serve your cake, cut a few strawberries and sprinkle them to the centre of your cake. Can you see my cake is to one side? No worries, if this happens to you, just add a few strawberries to the bigger side to hide the extra space, and voila! Now gather everyone around for the big reveal. Now it's time for me to dig in, yeah. You know what? The outside is my favourite, but the inside tastes like strawberry sweets. I don't know what strawberry sweets, but they remind me of strawberry sweets. I don't know which ones, but they're just amazing. And the chocolate cake, my tap's running, and the chocolate cake is still running, and the chocolate cake is soft and fluffy, and it's not too sweet because we've used cacao, and the cacao is a bit more bitter than cocoa, which makes it taste better because you've got the strawberries are sweet. There's no sugar in the strawberry sauce, so there's a bit of icing sugar in the buttercream and the frosting on the outside, which tastes fantastic. You need to make it. It tastes like it's like pretend strawberry flavour, but it's just pure strawberries. That's it. It's so good, and then there's so much cream that I love. This is the best strawberry and cream and chocolate cake you've ever tasted. I'm guarantee when you make it and you try it, you'll say that. You won't find a better strawberry, chocolate and cream cake. No way. Can't beat it. It's so good. So delicious. and so easy. All it is like bake your cake, cut it, add the cream, roll it, add the cream, done. Doesn't even have to look good, but it doesn't matter how good it looks, yeah? What matters is how good it tastes, and this tastes amazing because this is so tasty. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share. And if you want to keep up to date with all my latest videos, please subscribe below. So until next time, bye!